Hello, people. For today, we're gonna start, another game called The Lady's Choice. And today is just going to be me. I don't know if this takes more than one episode, if we'll do some with JoJo, but for today, it's just to me, It's me. Also, she's not super into Victorian type things, and I am, and this is a very Victorian style game, from what I could tell in the preview on Itch.io, which of course I'll link in the description below. But anyway, let's check what is in the options. Turn that down just a tiny bit. Okie dokie, and let's start. Okay. My aunt once told me, a lack of good society will drive the wits from any decent person. I smiled to myself, unsure if I have instead lost my wits for agreeing to return to society. But I could not avoid it for much longer, Arabella's pleas growing too incessant to ignore. And as she has always been my closest friend, I just did not have the heart to deny her wishes. It has been many years since I last came to Bath, instead of having kept to my own company at my family's estate. Last time I was in this society, it was... Oh, that's interesting. Usually you have to... She has her own personality, or the MC usually does, but I guess you kind of decide how she feels about things. Uneventful, exciting, a disaster. I know nothing about the love interest, so I have no idea which one to go for, or what would want what. So, I guess exciting. It was a most exciting time. Though being so young, I barely understood the nuances that made up the rules of being in such high company. I did as usual. My mind was far from seeking a husband, and though I had enjoyed my time greatly, not pursuing any kind of marriage had made me somewhat of a joke amongst everyone. When I finally came to realize this, Oh, okay. So you even get to decide what she did? That's so interesting. Okay. Did my best to enjoy the company of my true friends, ignored the whispers, and continued to attend all the gatherings, joked along with them at my expense. I devoted myself to trying to find a match. I guess I'll just do what I would do in these situations or something. And hope for the best. I would probably just do, hang out with the nicer people. Yeah, because if I don't want a husband, I don't want a husband. Okay. I did my utmost to enjoy the company of those I valued, which dwindled until only Arabella remained with me. That sucks. With a gentle sigh, I clasped the handkerchief in my hand tighter, running my thumb over my name, which my mother had embellished onto it with such delicate needlework. First name. Ooh, okay. Gosh, this is the first game we've recorded where you actually get to name the character. Usually I do something stupid, but then I regret it halfway. Let's just be like really basic. And then if we regret it, then we can... I think this is a full game. It didn't say anything like a demo, so I don't know. If we make it through a route, then next time we'll do something better, if this sucks. Surname. Victoria... what? Crap. Okay. All I can think of is Beckham, which I know is a real person, but... I'm sorry, my creativity is at an all-time low today. Yup, Victoria Edwards. Yup, let's do it. You fret unnecessarily, Victoria. Oh, this is a person. Okay. Arabella's in the car with us? Or the carriage with us? Alright. You fret unnecessarily, Victoria. Arabella's adorable! Oh my god. Okay. Arabella lays a hand on my arm and I shift my gaze to her, smiling softly. I wish we could date Arabella. I don't know if we can. I don't think we can. Damn it. I believe you will enjoy returning far more than you suppose. Her smile turns to one of mischief. And society will enjoy your company far more than it may remember. Let us... Oh, that's us. Okay. Let us hope so. The road gradually smooths, announcing our arrival into town from the country roads. Oh, not far until we reach the house. I expect Lord Edward's servants were surprised by the announcement of your staying in Bath. It has been a long time since my father sent word into the townhouse staff. Oh, I hope it has not been too much of a bother for them, but they are in our service. They are probably most annoyed at our intrusion. I hope everything has been prepared in case of guests. I think this one's the nicest. Yeah. I purse my lips at the thought of the sudden work they must have had at such short notice. I hope it has not been too much bother for them to prepare the house. Arabella gives a light laugh. It is sweet of you to worry on their behalf, but I am sure a bit of work will do them good. It has been such a long while since anyone from your family has left the country estate. I imagine talk of your return is the main topic of conversation. I can't help but stiffen at the thought. Why? Arabella leans to look over at the window, a smile lighting her face. Ah, here we are. Ooh! Okay, the sprites are really pretty then. Whoops. Excuse me 1 second. There's a fucking Michael's notification. Anyway, I stare at the house, the last time I laid eyes on it being so long ago. It has changed a little. She's so cute. Okay. Shall we go in, Victoria? I cannot very well proceed before you in your own house. Oh. She gives a little chuckle and I smile in return before eventually making my way inside. Ooh. As soon as we step in, a somewhat familiar face steps into the foyer to greet us. I'm assuming this is like a butler, but if it turns out to be the dad, I might change it or something. Welcome home, Miss Edwards. Johnson, our butler, called it, has aged considerably since I last saw him. The once stout brunette man has now turned into a slightly hunched gentleman with far more wrinkles than hair. Wow, how long have you been gone from society? I mean, she looks pretty young, but it should be fine. Hello, Johnson, it's been too long. Give a curt nod. I surely did not recognize you for a moment, Johnson. Or thanks, Johnson. These two were so mean. I mean, these aren't very different, but I think this one's nicer. I give a small smile of greeting. Hello, Johnson. Oh, that's us. Hello, Johnson. It's been too long. Indeed it has. And this must be Miss Highsmith. It's Lady Ashbourne now. No, she's married. His brows curve in surprise. I quite forgot about your marriage. I apologize, Lady Ashbourne. She waves away his apology. Do not turn so stuffy, Johnson. I'm still the girl I always was, if somewhat more grown now. As I see, he states with a wry smile. You are not staying with Sir Ashbourne? He passed away the year before last. That's so sad, but also, can we date you? Place a comforting hand on hers. Change the subject. I shall greatly enjoy the company of only the two of us. Yeah, I'm glad he's dead. Oh god. Leave her be. Probably this one. When her voice trembles, I reach out to rest my hand on hers. I offer a small smile and her pain dissipates. See? It makes sense. If only a little. Damn it. You wish to attend to your rooms before tea? Yes. I keep mixing up them. Okay. Yes, thank you. He gives a small nod, and we begin to shrug out of our coats and hats. All right. After settling ourselves and luggage into our rooms, we meet again for tea in the drawing room. I hope tonight's ball will be busy. You're so cute! A ball already? You really have forgotten society, haven't you? The ball tonight will open the season. She takes a tip of tea. A tip of tea. A sip of tea, staring at me over the brim of her teacup. Everyone will be in attendance. Including us? Including us. Her lips curve into a secretive smile, and I frown slightly in curiosity. Why are you smiling so, Arabella? The question was obviously just the prompt she needed. She places down her cup so excitedly it rattles against the saucer. Oh, I didn't know this had, effects. Alright. I believe I may be soon engaged. Didn't he? He just died. I'm like, I want to be dating her so bad, but I'm like, he just died. Slow down. Sorry, Arabella. Engaged? My family have been in talks with another about a suitable partner. And is this why you were so insistent I join you this year? I did not want to enter all of this alone, I admit. And you were there for me at my last marriage, even when no one else was. Your advice in this is the only one I would care for. I understand. So who is he? She shifts back in her seat, picking up her cup once again. I cannot tell you yet, as much as I may wish. I do not want to talk about it without more certainty of the situation. So it is not settled. She shakes her head, and then gives a small smile. But I have hopes it will be. Soon will be. I'm sorry, Arabella. She takes a gulp of tea, unsure how to respond. Not once had Arabella seemed keen on remarrying, having inherited both title and wealth from her former husband. I glance at her, studying the small smile on her face. It seems genuine. I did not know you were in the market for someone new. Why didn't you come to me? You do not need a husband to secure your place in society any longer, Arabella. Of course I do not need a husband. But that does not mean I do not wish for someone to share my life with. I give a nod of understanding. Maybe you will also meet someone of your liking tonight, Victoria. Society has much changed since the last time you were here. I look at her unsurely, my nerves already on edge about tonight's ball. Oh. That evening, we arrive at the already bustling assembly rooms for the opening ball of the season. Oh. There's voices and everything. Oh, how wonderful, so many are here already. I nod in agreement. There certainly are so many. The assembly rooms are large, but seem positively tiny when packed with so many people. Yep. So many people. The heat is stifling, and I do my best to stand in the way of the doors, hoping for the coolness of a draft. There's Lady Steer. Arabella points throughout the crowd. Shit. Arabella points through the crowd, but I cannot pick one person out of the mass. I must ask how she's been. I shall return but in a moment. Bye-bye. Stay with us. Before I can protest, she is swallowed up by the crowd, and I am left standing alone on the edge of the room. Excuse me. I turn around to see a young woman staring at me. She's okay. I realize we may not have been introduced, but I saw you speaking to Lady Ashbourne and simply had to know you. I am Miss Claire. Claire? Yeah, Claire Witter. She bobs a small curtsy. She looks kind of young, but also old. It is very nice to make your acquaintance, Miss Witter. This is not how we should be introduced. A bold introduction, Miss Witter. I am pleased for it. She seems like she could be evil, maybe? Or, not a nice person. I guess this is pretty even. I give a smile in return at her bright greeting. It is nice to make your acquaintance, Miss Witter. I am Miss Victoria Edwards. You are Miss Edwards. My mother has spoken of your return. Have you truly not been in town in so long? I start a little at her. God, I'm sorry. I start a little at the abruptness of the question. Miss Witter obviously a lot younger than her looks would suggest. See, I can't tell if she's old or young. It has been quite some time, yes. Then you must simply be desperate for enjoyment. How dull it must be in the country. I barely have time to open my mouth to respond before she speaks again. Come, we must dance. I have a partner waiting for me, but we shall find you someone too. Oh, okay. I guess we're meeting the people now. She takes my hand and tugs me to one side. Oh, Miss Amesbury. Or Mr. Amesbury, excuse me. Mr. Amesbury. I think that's one of the love interests. I saw something about it on the Ichio page, but I can't be sure. I glance up to search out the person that she's called. Mr. Amesbury! She raises her voice to be heard over the din of people. I finally manage to free my fingers from her excited grasp. Maybe this is him. Can I help you, Miss Witter? A rather jovial voice asks from the sea of people. I glance up to meet eyes with a handsome, youthful face framed by thick locks of golden curls. Blonde curls. No, this isn't the guy I saw. So, I don't know if this is Amesbury. Lawrence, this is Miss Victoria Edwards, and she is without a partner for this dance. Hello there. He's cute. I can't help my cheeks. I can't help my cheeks heating at the foreign nature of the young woman. I apologize. Oh, it is Amesbury. Okay. I would be most happy to rectify the situation, Miss Edwards. Okay. I don't know how his voice ended that way, but... Oh, okay. Before I can speak my apology, Mr. Amesbury holds out a hand towards me. Dance? Don't dance? I'm sorry, but... okay. I guess we'll dance. We don't know who this guy is, so we'll just hope he's a cool person. Thank you, Mr. Amesbury. He gives a wide smile as I place my hand gently into his, and we make our way towards where the other partners are lining up for the dance. He's got a scary face now. When the music begins, the line of ladies take a wide step forward, and the men then doing the same to meet in the middle. Okay. Oh, are we dancing? I take Mr. Amesbury's hand again, and we walk in unison down the middle of the room. You should not be offended by Miss Witter's forward manners, Miss Edwards. Her parents have rather indulged her, and she has little worry of upsetting the rules. So I could tell. If only more were of her disposition, wouldn't you agree? We part for a moment, taking a turn around to the other set of dancers before meeting once again. Okay. It is nice to meet people so cheerful at least. I welcome introduction to those who would speak over rules. A disposition that very well may cause more trouble than cheer. Her parents should not indulge such frivolity, as cheerful as it may make her. Okay, well, these two obviously not. I guess this one. I give a nod to his previous statement. It is nice to meet people so cheerful. That is one benefit of not always following what is expected. Indeed. If we were to follow every rule and constraint placed on us, I believe there would be no reason to ever smile. He gives a cheerful laugh that continues to echo even as we change partners for a few beats. When we return, he takes my hand and leads me around the outside of the floors, around the other partners. I hear you have been out of society for quite some time. I give a small nod. Then we are in similar situations, as I too have not been required to return to town for a few years. Was he a soldier? And yet you return now? I have little choice. His frown turns into a joking smile. I see. Oh, there it is! You know how family can be about securing their lineage. Real subtle. Just slipping it in there. Just okay. I smile in understanding. Actually, I have been most lucky in that my family has never pushed me to pursue marriage. We draw together once more, the music fading slowly. Then consider yourself incredibly fortunate, Miss Edwards. He offers a smile before bending at the waist in a low bow. It has been a pleasure. And with that, he lets my hand drop before disappearing into the crowd. Bye. Thankfully, I'm not left alone long, as Arabella finds me soon after. Victoria, you must make haste and come this way. You're so cute. What has happened? Some military officers are being stationed in Bath for a few days and have come for introductions tonight. They're simply so dashing I almost fainted where I stood. I thought you had a beau already, Arabella. And what of your betrothed? He is not my betrothed yet. I would have blushed from her words had I not grown used to them years ago. She leads me to one side of the room where a swath of young women have taken up. Arabella pays them little mind as she squeezes through them with a practiced elegance. Finally, we come to a stop before a tall, uniformed man. Cute! It is hard not to find the sight rather pleasing. See, she's cool. Colonel Huxley. What an amazing name. Yes. At the sound of her voice, the man's face lights into a bright smile. Lady Ashbourne. I would be most pleased to introduce you to my closest friend, Miss Victoria Edwards. He dips into a bow and I drop into a small curtsy. It is most delightful to meet you, Lady Ash. Please, Colonel. Arabella will do just fine. I'm sorry. But Lady Ashbourne. Oh, he's blushing. Oh, he's adorable. It is only a name, Colonel. The Colonel clears his throat before continuing with what he was saying. Arabella has been most kind in helping us find our way around. I am certain as a tax that she will take very much to heart. I keep assuming what they're going to say, and it's not what I think. The music ends on the next dance, and Arabella suddenly brightens. Oh, Colonel, did you not promise me the next dance? Indeed I did. Yes! Arabella moves forward to slip her hand into his. But, what of me? But what of Miss Edwards? Oh, please do not miss out on the dancing on account of me. I am most happy to observe. I would not dream of such. He turns around and scans the room before smiling and tapping another ununiformed man on the shoulder. Wait, is that ununiformed? Yeah, I mean, he's not as cute as this guy, but he's aight. The man steps closer towards us, his stiff posture and countenance enough to make me uneasy myself. Okay, yeah, I can see that. He's kind of... Miss Edwards, may I present Captain Guy Blake as a suitable enough partner for this dance? Huxley, this is not... Oh, come on now, Guy. Come now, Guy. I was like, that doesn't sound right. It's because it doesn't. Come now, Guy. You cannot be upset by a partner, can you? Captain Blake turns his gaze away uneasily. Oh, God. This is such a Mr. Darcy thing. It is not a question of that. Hey! At least he's already better than Darcy in the beginning. And of course, Victoria will have no upset in taking such a fine officer. Can we switch? He's so cute. Without saying a word more, the other two move towards the dance floor. If you would care to, Miss Edwards, I would reserve this dance for you. His words and manner are both unsettled, his gaze shifting away momentarily to check on Colonel Huxley. Dance? Don't dance! Can we dance with Huxley, please? I don't... He's okay. I guess I'll dance with you. I would very much enjoy that. Thank you, Captain. He seems almost surprised by my acceptance. I mean, there's no one else. Before giving a genuine smile. Maybe he's nice. He offers his arm and I slip my hand around it, as he leads me towards the floor. As we stand together shoulder to shoulder, ready for the music, I notice the tension straining his posture. Do you not dance often, Captain? He glances at me as we step off into the dance. It is not a familiar pastime, I confess. I cannot help but smile at his uncertainty as we pass the other dancers, or partners. I would not have guessed had he did not dance often. His steps, though stiff, are precise and performed with a strange, efficient kind of elegance. We split apart to perform a small jig before moving back together. You are a very proficient dancer, Miss Edwards. I believe he's trying to pay me a compliment. I mean, that was pretty straightforward. There's no need to be so formal, Captain. Nervousness is unexpected in a military captain, as you are also very proficient. Or thanks, Captain. I definitely, as of now, I don't want to go on his route, so... But I don't want to be mean to him either, he seems nice. Yeah, let's just do the best one. Thank you, Captain. He gives an uncertain nod as we continue the rest of the dance in tense silence. Oh god. When the dance is over, the captain leads me to the side of the room where it is a little quieter. As we stand together, I notice a slight disdain on his face as he looks over the crowd. Are you looking for someone particularly dislikable? He's obviously surprised by my question and turns his attention towards me. You must be used to such crowds. I don't know why I was going to say cowards. You must be used to such crowds. His lips curl in a half sneer. Oh, okay. He actually looks cuter that way. I shall never grow used to these people. Oh, is he like the, like the society types or useless kind of person? These people? He shifts on the spot. Please excuse my outburst. I am not accustomed to being in society. Oh. Unsure of his meaning, and a little hesitant to ask more on it, I simply let the conversation dwindle. But it has been most enjoyable in your company. Please do not take offense. Of course not. Before we can say any more, Arabella and the Colonel join us. Yes! A refreshing change to see you take a partner, Guy. It was a most needed distraction. Thank you, Miss Edwards. I agree. I curtsy at him as he bows, and they both move through the crowd to join their fellow officers. Bye. I must regret not bringing a fan, for I suddenly feel quite flushed. Arabella. Oh, she's like... I didn't even catch that one. She's like, they're so fine. Oh, I love her. I cannot help how my body reacts to such a man, Victoria. I do not believe any woman could. She's the best. We laugh quietly before I notice the crowds around us have parted. Oh, it is Lady Thomasina Huntington? I hope I'm saying that. Thomasina Huntington. That doesn't sound right, but Thomasina? That doesn't sound right either. I don't know. Who is Lady Huntington? Let's hope they say that instead of Thomasina or whatever. Really, Victoria, have you had no interest in society at all these years? Never mind. Before Arabella has a chance to inform me on why the woman approaching us has caused the crowds to tremble like scared mice, Lady Huntington stops before us, of course. Oh, okay. We drop into short curtsies, though the woman does not return one. Ooh. Lady Ashbourne, this is your good friend, I assume? Yes, Lady Huntington. May I present Miss Victoria Edwards? The woman glances over at me with a close glare, one I can only believe has been mastered over inspecting many a young woman. When finished, she snaps her fan shut and gives a small nod of satisfaction. You have been out of good society for so long, Miss Edwards. You must be thankful that your parents let you return. Okay, but, didn't we kind of choose to come out of society, or were our parents like, you gotta get out of here? Though she did not speak it as a question, I cannot stifle the urge to make a reply. I was not in society of my own choosing. In society of my own choosing. Think better of it and only nod of acceptance instead, or I am pleased to be back. Let's do this. As much as I may wish to speak back to the woman, I know it is not what I should do. Instead, I bow my head and give a sweet smile when I know even she cannot find fault with. I see you have not completely forgotten the ways of refined company. Get out. She takes a step closer, and I struggle to keep my balance against her imposing force. Such acceptance back into society will surely grant you a good match. We'll find that ourselves, thank you. Even with your... She inspects me closely once again. Years more experience over the other ladies. Wow! Wow. She drops into the smallest of curtsies. Good evening to you, Lady Ashbourne, Miss Edwards. I do hope you enjoy the ball. And with those words and her insult to my age, she sweeps away into the crowds. Are you quite all right, Victoria? No! My feelings are hurt. Okay, I should probably close this off as it is getting into the 30s, so I'm enjoying this quite a lot. But yeah, check in the description if you want to play this game. I think it's pretty much finished, except for a few routes. But anyway, yeah, bye!